Oh, hi. This laptop is just freaking old, mate. In tech terms, it's probably 100 years old. You know how you've got dog years and they're equivalent to human years? I think every year of tech that you have is probably is already irrelevant. So maybe tack on 2 years, so it's probably about 8 years old. Anywho, I really wanted to do this video. I've been feeling quite energized. I have my Yoda t-shirt on. So happy about that. Anyway, despite this energy lift, I think it's quite sort of prevalent, and I'm just going to start because I get too much in my head and then I get too emotional. So much, you know, the Cancer rising and the Pisces North Node. I'm just going, come on, let's just get it together. Can we? Can we just get it together? So I wanted to do the new moon and Virgo spread. This is from Ethony. I saw it on her Instagram, and I will leave the link to the spread down below. It was really interesting doing this spread. We have had a really rough week. We lost our fur baby Joe the cat. Passed away on Tuesday, and my son made a beautiful memorial garden for him by the side of the house, which was one of his favourite spots to sit during the summer. And it's been really, really rough because now it is, and I only just realised this probably last night, this is the first time that I have had no animals in over 10 years. So my son is now 20, so throughout his life, I mean, we've had cats, you know, and Rufus passed away, our dog, 4 months ago, so it's been super, super rough, and really quiet, and it's just feels quite empty. Anyway, I just wanted to sort of let you know what was going on, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this spread sort of reflects some of this new space that I really don't know how to step into, and I sought some assistance through getting a reading from Annika at Nobody Here, and yeah, it's just been incredible. I don't know, I seem a bit flat. I've just gone. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. So this is Ethony's spread for the new moon, which will be happening tomorrow, Sunday, the 9th of September. And so the first question is community. How can I be of service to others? Which is a really interesting question to sort of pose straight out of the gates. Yeah, so I'm using the Wild Unknown, and I got the Chariot. I think in the current climate, I need to sort of put myself a little bit more out there and using my intuition and coming from my heart space and also from my throat chakra. But I really feel like I need to tune into my intuition a lot more and just go freeform. Instead of thinking I need to do it a certain way, I need to do it like this, or follow some sort of prescription. to just sort of let myself go. And this is the Cancer card. This is Cancer rising for me. And when I've done my birth card and all that kind of stuff, it's like I've got Capricorn, which is the devil, and then on the other side I have the Hierophant. So in the middle is the Chariot, which is trying to rein in these two opposing forces. You know, the devil and the Hierophant are very two extremes. And I sort of feel like the Chariot is saying, it's cool, you're in your lane. You've got all this heart space here. You're going in a new direction now that you really don't know where you're going. And you really have to trust. You have to trust. There is this different mode that is coming now. Your persona is how you see yourself. Your role as a caregiver, as a parent, as, you know, you're the one that's taking care of all the family. Well, the family now consists of my son, who is almost on his way out of the door. Do you know what I mean? And I was having this conversation with my son and, you know, friends, that motherhood is taking a very, very different outlook. And even if you're not a mother, even if you have fur babies, even if you take care of others, in what capacity, I sort of feel that this is asking you to maybe turn it in a different direction ever so slightly, you know, whatever degrees, even if it's just 1 degree, just change it ever so slightly to look at yourself as a caregiver. And especially as we get older, I think it's almost like this look inside of how am I caring for myself. So does that really answer the question of how can I be of service to others? I think it's a two-way street. I think how do I look after myself and how do I be of service to others? And I think that's what it is with the horse is saying, is you can run free and you can do all that, but you seriously need that energy. If you want to put yourself out into the community, you need to be I know the word that I'm looking for, but I can't. You need to be ready, I guess. I think you need to be ready for when the time comes. It can happen any time. And actually something sort of fallen into my lap last night where I've started to do this course. I've only just started this morning. And I never really sort of thought about doing anything like that. And it's just like, maybe that's a start. Maybe that is the start of how I can be of service to others, is by stepping out, taking a leap of faith, you know, running with that wild horse and just going for it. I think that's what it is saying, that my passion, that energy, I don't need to be so locked in. There doesn't have to be this, oh shit, this planned out thing. It can be quite intuitive, it can be quite wild, it can be quite organic. And like this thing has just fallen into my lap, it's just going to go, yep, that's the way we're going. Okay. The second question is cast off. So what needs decluttering in my life? And I'll leave the questions to the spread down below, and also Ethony's Instagram. So we have the sun. Now this sort of confused me a bit as to what needs decluttering in my life. The sun. I mean, the sun is such a positive card. You think, wow, how do I need to declutter from all of its happiness and good vibes? I mean, it just totally doesn't make any sense. It's still a little bit perplexing, actually. And what I came up with was as probably not be so self-absorbed. I mean, the sun, if you're thinking astrologically, is Taurus. Taurus are quite pleasurable beings. Overindulgence, I think that's something that I need to look at as we're coming out of winter. We're in spring now, and yeah, so maybe less indulgence. I really don't know. Sort of got me stumped a bit. Okay, now number 3 is pay attention. What needs my attention? We have the 2 of Wands. So I seem to think that this is to do with focus, so what needs my attention? Obviously where I'm putting my attention. Is it worthy? Is it worthy of my attention? I think I just need to probably, and this has to do probably a little bit with the previous card, with the Sun card, is not thinking that I need to do everything and just fine-tuning that focus and alignment. So possibly it may bring in some other energy, some other person that I may be working with. I don't know. Bit vague. Anyway, carry on. Number 4, get organized. Where do I need to get more organized? And I got the 10 of Pentacles. So I definitely know what this means. This has to do with my finances. And I have made some changes quite recently where I want to be more empowered with my finances, and I want to make more positive choices. And I'm sort of quite excited about that. I really need to change the way that I look at my finances and how I interact with money and my attitude towards money. And this has been a very ongoing issue for me for a very long time, and I really want to change that. I really want to change the way I view that kind of energy, and I want it to be more positive, which is exactly what the 10 of Pentacles is all about, and building from that, you know. Yeah. And the last card is number 5, the last quarter call. So obviously this is the last quarter of the year. I think that's what she was pertaining to. Sorry, there's just so much going on outside. Where to focus your energy this season, or the Virgo season, I guess that's what it's talking about. And we have the Mother of Cups. I love this card. So yeah, I think more care needs to be involved. This is like I was saying, you know, how I first started off this video is even though there's been some major changes within our family dynamics, and people are going, but yeah, they're just animals. They are our family. They were an integral part of our family. And yeah, I don't really care what people say about that. I just think the nurturing side, you know, the Mother of Cups is obviously still taking care of her family. Wherever they may go, it's almost like she's giving a blessing of some sort. Such a gorgeous card. But she's very intuitive. So I was sort of thinking that maybe I don't know, there's just, I sort of feel like there is, that I'm asking for help, or there is more help coming in. And there have been some really, really amazing women. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be women, but I have certainly noticed a strong emotional support that I have received from some really strong women. And even my son has been very supportive. You know, even just the other day, you know, he's asking me how I was, because after Tuesday, after Joe passed away, I went back to work on the Wednesday, and it was such a hard day. It was horrible. It was such a horrible day, but you know, it's just how it happened. I mean, I would have preferred to have the whole week off work, but that wasn't going to happen either. So I got home and he just gave me a big hug and asked how I was, and you know, the following day I had a cup of tea ready for me. He's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, the love that is there is just beautiful, and I think that's what the Mother of Cups is saying. There is so much love out there, and even though our family is a little bit smaller, you know, it's okay to receive. It's okay to give when you feel it. You're ready to give again. And so maybe, you know, with that community card and with the Chariot, I sort of feel like after this cycle, you know, after this month, then obviously I'll be in a lot better space and ready to give more in whatever capacity that looks like. Okay, that was the new moon in Virgo spread, Ethony's spread. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate this community and your continued support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.